Have you ever wondered how letting go can actually empower you? Imagine this, you're holding on to a bunch of balloons. Each balloon represents something you're clinging onto in life. Maybe it's a past mistake, a grudge, or a fear of the unknown. Now, picture what happens when you finally release those balloons. They soar into the sky, carrying away your burdens with them. That feeling of liberation, of weightlessness, that's the power of letting go. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we explore the art of living mindfully and embracing the wisdom of ancient traditions. In this video, we'll delve into the profound concept of letting go, drawing insights from the teachings of Buddhism. Join us as we uncover the transformative potential of releasing what no longer serves us and discover how it can lead to greater peace, happiness, and fulfillment in our lives. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content. Let's embark on this journey together. Lesson 1. Understanding the concept of letting go. Have you ever held onto something tightly only to realize that letting it go brought a sense of relief? Imagine clutching a balloon string with all your might, afraid it might float away, yet when you finally release it, there's a lightness that fills your being. That's the essence of letting go. It's about releasing our grip on things that no longer serve us, allowing space for growth and new experiences. Letting go isn't about giving up or abandoning responsibilities. Instead, it's a profound act of self-awareness and acceptance. It's acknowledging that we cannot control everything and recognizing when it's time to surrender. Think of it as decluttering your mind and soul, making room for clarity and peace. In essence, letting go is a journey towards inner freedom. It's about breaking free from the chains of attachment and embracing the flow of life. Just like a river that flows effortlessly around obstacles, letting go allows us to navigate life's twists and turns with grace and ease. Buddhism offers profound wisdom on the concept of letting go. According to Buddhist teachings, attachment is the root cause of suffering. When we cling too tightly to people, possessions, or outcomes, we inevitably experience pain when they change or slip away. Letting go, therefore, is a fundamental principle on the path to enlightenment. Imagine holding onto a burning coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. In the end, you're the one who gets burned. Similarly, clinging to negative emotions or grudges only harms ourselves. Letting go doesn't mean condoning or forgetting, but rather releasing the burden of resentment and finding peace within. The practice of letting go requires mindfulness and compassion towards oneself. It's about acknowledging our attachments without judgment and gently releasing them. This process often involves confronting uncomfortable emotions and facing our fears head-on. Letting go isn't always easy. It requires courage and vulnerability to release our grip on the familiar and embrace the unknown. However, the rewards are immeasurable. By letting go, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences that we may have never imagined. In conclusion, understanding the concept of letting go is essential for personal growth and inner peace. It's about releasing the past, surrendering control, and embracing the present moment with open arms. By letting go, we free ourselves from the shackles of attachment and step into a life filled with joy, freedom, and possibility. Lesson 2. The Buddhist perspective on letting go. Buddhism, a philosophy and spiritual tradition that originated in ancient India, offers profound insights into the art of letting go. At its core, Buddhism teaches that attachment and clinging are the root causes of suffering. This fundamental concept is encapsulated in the Four Noble Truths, the cornerstone of Buddhist teachings. The first noble truth acknowledges the existence of suffering in life, while the second truth identifies the cause of suffering as craving and attachment. According to Buddhism, attachment arises from the mistaken belief that lasting happiness can be found in external objects or circumstances. This attachment leads to a cycle of desire, dissatisfaction, and suffering. The third noble truth offers hope by proclaiming that suffering can be overcome. This liberation from suffering is attainable through the practice of letting go, as elucidated in the fourth noble truth known as the Noble Eightfold Path. Central to the Noble Eightfold Path is the principle of right understanding, which involves recognizing the impermanent and interconnected nature of all phenomena. In Buddhism, impermanence, anicca, is a fundamental truth highlighting the transient and fleeting nature of existence. Another crucial aspect of Buddhist teachings on letting go is the concept of non-attachment, anatta. Non-attachment does not mean indifference or apathy, but rather a balanced relationship with the world, free from clinging and grasping. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of cultivating mindfulness, sati, to develop awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and attachments. Through mindfulness practice, individuals can observe their inner experiences without judgment and gradually loosen the grip of attachment. Meditation plays a vital role in the Buddhist path to letting go. By training the mind to remain present and focused, meditation helps practitioners become more attuned to the impermanent nature of reality and less swayed by fleeting desires. One of the most powerful teachings on letting go in Buddhism is the practice of loving-kindness, metta. By cultivating unconditional love and compassion towards oneself and others, individuals can transcend the narrow confines of ego and attachment. In Buddhist philosophy, the concept of emptiness, sunyata, reveals the interdependence and interconnectedness of all phenomena. Understanding emptiness enables practitioners to release rigid concepts of self and embrace the fluidity of existence. The story of the Buddha's own journey illustrates the transformative power of letting go. Siddhartha Gautama, the prince who renounced his palace and worldly possessions in search of enlightenment, serves as an inspirational example of transcending attachment. Buddhist teachings encourage practitioners to adopt a spirit of renunciation, willingly letting go of attachments that bind them to suffering. Renunciation does not necessarily mean abandoning possessions, but rather relinquishing the grip of desire and attachment. In Buddhism, the practice of generosity, dana, is regarded as a means of cultivating a mindset of abundance and letting go of scarcity mentality. By freely giving without expectation of return, individuals dissolve the barriers of selfishness and attachment. The concept of impermanence is vividly illustrated in the Buddhist metaphor of the river. Just as a river is constantly flowing and changing, so too is life, marked by flux and transformation. Embracing this truth can lead to greater ease in letting go. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of wise discernment, panna, in the practice of letting go. Rather than suppressing desires or emotions, wise discernment involves understanding their root causes and cultivating skillful means for liberation. Letting go in Buddhism is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of cultivation and refinement. It requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to confront the fears and attachments that hold us back from true freedom. Ultimately, the Buddhist perspective on letting go offers a profound invitation to release the burdens of the past and embrace the present moment with open-hearted awareness. By letting go of attachment, we can discover a deeper sense of peace, joy, and freedom in our lives. Lesson 3: The Power of Detachment in Buddhism. In Buddhism, detachment is seen as a powerful tool for finding peace and happiness. But what exactly does detachment mean? Detachment doesn't mean distancing yourself from life or becoming apathetic. Instead, it's about freeing yourself from clinging to things that are impermanent. Imagine holding on to a hot coal. It burns you, yet you refuse to let go because you're attached to it. Similarly, in life, clinging to things that are fleeting only causes suffering. Buddhism teaches us to let go of this attachment to find true freedom. Detachment in Buddhism doesn't mean avoiding emotions or experiences. It means experiencing them fully but not becoming consumed by them. By observing our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them, we can maintain inner peace. One of the fundamental teachings of Buddhism is impermanence. Everything in life is temporary: our joys, sorrows, relationships, and possessions. When we grasp onto these transient things, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Detachment allows us to accept the ever-changing nature of life. Through detachment, we cultivate a sense of equanimity, a balanced mind that isn't swayed by external circumstances. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather acknowledging them without letting them control us. Detachment also fosters compassion. When we're not attached to our own desires and ego, we can empathize with others more deeply. We become less judgmental and more understanding of the struggles of others. Detachment doesn't mean renouncing the world and living as a recluse. Instead, it's about engaging with the world while maintaining inner freedom. We can still enjoy life's pleasures, but we don't depend on them for our happiness. In Buddhism, attachment is often likened to a chain that binds us to suffering. Detachment, on the other hand, is the key to unlocking the chain and experiencing liberation. Detachment doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that requires mindfulness and practice. By observing our attachments and gently letting them go, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It's about caring deeply without being attached to outcomes. We can still work towards our goals, but we're not devastated if things don't go as planned. Detachment allows us to live more lightly, unburdened by the weight of our desires and expectations. It's like removing a heavy backpack after a long journey. Suddenly, we feel lighter and more free. In Buddhism, detachment is not just a personal practice, but also a social one. When we're less attached to our own needs and desires, we can contribute more selflessly to the well-being of others. Detachment doesn't mean avoiding relationships. Instead, it's about loving others without clinging to them. We can cherish our loved ones while also allowing them the freedom to be themselves. Detachment frees us from the cycle of craving and aversion. When we're not attached to pleasure or averse to pain, we can navigate life with greater ease and grace. Detachment is not about denying our emotions but understanding them deeply. By observing our emotions without getting swept away by them, we cultivate emotional resilience and inner strength. Detachment allows us to see things as they truly are without the distortions of our desires and fears. It's like wiping away the fog from a window. Suddenly, everything becomes clearer and more vibrant. In Buddhism, detachment is not about denying our humanity but embracing it fully. When we're not attached to our own ego, we can connect more authentically with ourselves and others. Detachment is not a destination but a journey. It's a lifelong practice of letting go and coming back to the present moment again and again. Detachment is the ultimate act of self-love. By freeing ourselves from the prison of attachment, we open ourselves to a life of boundless joy, love, and freedom. Lesson 4: Techniques for letting go in Buddhism. In Buddhism, the practice of letting go is central to achieving inner peace and spiritual growth. It's about releasing attachments and desires that cause suffering. Here are some simple yet powerful techniques used in Buddhism to cultivate the art of letting go. Mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a cornerstone practice in Buddhism. By observing thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment, practitioners learn to let go of clinging and aversion. Breathing techniques. Focusing on the breath helps to anchor the mind in the present moment. By concentrating on the inhale and exhale, individuals can let go of distracting thoughts and find a sense of calm. Impermanence contemplation. Reflecting on the impermanent nature of all things reminds us that nothing lasts forever. This awareness helps to loosen our grip on attachments and fosters acceptance of change. Loving kindness practice. Cultivating compassion towards oneself and others promotes a sense of interconnectedness and reduces the need for control. Letting go becomes easier when approached with kindness and understanding. Gratitude journaling. Keeping a gratitude journal encourages appreciation for what we have in the present moment. By focusing on abundance rather than scarcity, we naturally let go of feelings of lack. Visualization techniques. Visualizing releasing attachments as balloons floating away or leaves drifting downstream can be a powerful way to symbolize letting go. Tonglen practice. In Tonglen meditation, practitioners breathe in the suffering of others and breathe out compassion. This practice helps to dissolve the barriers of self-concern and fosters a sense of universal empathy. Acceptance of emotions. Instead of resisting or suppressing emotions, Buddhist teachings encourage acknowledging and accepting them fully. By allowing emotions to arise and pass without attachment, we learn to let go of emotional suffering. Non-attachment to outcomes, letting go of expectations and outcomes frees us from disappointment and frustration. Trusting in the natural flow of life allows for greater ease and spontaneity. Simplifying life, decluttering our physical space and simplifying our lifestyles can alleviate the burden of excess possessions and responsibilities. Letting go of material distractions creates space for inner peace to flourish. Practice non-judgment. Letting go of judgment towards ourselves and others fosters greater acceptance and compassion. Embracing imperfections and seeing the inherent worth in all beings promotes a sense of liberation. Cultivate equanimity. Developing equanimity, or mental balance, allows us to remain steady amidst life's ups and downs. By not clinging to pleasure or resisting pain, we find a sense of equanimity that transcends dualistic thinking. Forgiveness practice. Holding on to resentment and anger only perpetuates suffering. Through forgiveness practice, we release the grip of negative emotions and find healing and peace. Live in the present moment. Dwelling on the past or worrying about the future only leads to unnecessary suffering. By anchoring our awareness in the present moment, we let go of regrets and anxieties. Practice self-compassion. Treating ourselves with kindness and compassion is essential for letting go of self-criticism and perfectionism. Embracing our humanity with warmth and understanding fosters inner resilience. Letting go of labels. Identifying too strongly with labels such as job titles, roles, or identities can limit our sense of self. Letting go of these labels allows us to tap into a deeper sense of authenticity and freedom. Cultivate a beginner's mind. Approaching life with a sense of curiosity and openness allows us to let go of preconceived notions and fixed beliefs. Embracing a beginner's mind fosters creativity and growth. Practice non-attachment in relationships. Letting go of possessiveness and expectations in relationships fosters greater intimacy and connection. Recognizing that love is about giving without expecting anything in return cultivates profound joy and fulfillment. Letting go of the need for control. Accepting that we cannot control everything enables us to surrender to the flow of life. Letting go of the need for control liberates us from anxiety and fosters a sense of trust and surrender. Embrace imperfection. Recognizing the beauty in imperfection allows us to let go of unrealistic standards and embrace life's inherent messiness. Embracing imperfection with open arms cultivates greater self-compassion and authenticity. Lesson 5. Letting go of material possessions. In our modern world, we often find ourselves surrounded by material possessions. These possessions can range from clothes and gadgets to cars and houses. While they bring us comfort and convenience, they can also bind us, trapping us in a cycle of desire and attachment. Think about your favorite shirt or gadget. You love it, you enjoy it, but what happens when it's lost, broken, or outdated? The attachment we have to these possessions can cause suffering when they are no longer accessible or as valuable to us. Buddhism teaches us the importance of detachment from material possessions. It doesn't mean we must renounce everything and live as ascetics, but rather it encourages us to cultivate a healthy relationship with the things we own. Consider the idea of minimalism. Minimalism isn't about having nothing, it's about having just enough. It's about prioritizing what truly brings value and joy into our lives and letting go of the rest. When we let go of excess possessions, we free ourselves from the burden of maintaining and storing them. We create space, both physically and mentally, for what truly matters. Take a moment to declutter your living space. Notice how it feels to let go of things you no longer need or use. Feel the lightness and freedom that comes with releasing the attachment to material objects. Buddhism teaches us to appreciate the impermanence of material possessions. Everything is subject to change, decay, and loss. By acknowledging this reality, we can let go of our attachment to possessions and find peace in the present moment. Practice gratitude for what you have rather than focusing on what you lack. Cultivate contentment with what is rather than constantly seeking more. Remember, material possessions are external sources of happiness. True contentment comes from within, from cultivating a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that isn't dependent on external factors. When we let go of the attachment to material possessions, we create space for more meaningful experiences and connections. We open ourselves up to the richness of life beyond material wealth. Challenge yourself to live more simply. Ask yourself if each possession serves a purpose or brings genuine joy into your life. Let go of the excess and embrace the freedom that comes with minimalism. As you embark on this journey of letting go, remember that it's a process. Be patient and compassionate with yourself as you navigate through the attachments and desires that arise. By freeing ourselves from the grip of material possessions, we can find greater clarity, contentment, and peace in our lives. Letting go is not about deprivation but about liberation, freeing ourselves from the chains of attachment and embracing the richness of life in its simplicity. Lesson 6: Letting go of relationships. Relationships are integral to our lives, but sometimes they can become burdensome or even toxic. In Buddhism, there's a profound understanding of the importance of healthy relationships and the necessity of letting go when they no longer serve our well-being. Think about a time when you felt weighed down by a relationship. Perhaps it was a friendship that had turned sour, a romantic partnership that had run its course, or a family dynamic that was causing more harm than good. Relationships can bring immense joy, but they can also bring pain and suffering when they're not balanced or nourishing. Buddhism teaches us to cultivate relationships that uplift us and to release those that drain our energy and happiness. Letting go of relationships doesn't mean we stop caring about the person or that we harbor ill will towards them. Instead, it's about recognizing when a relationship has reached its natural conclusion and gracefully moving on. Consider the analogy of a tree shedding its leaves in autumn. Just as the tree lets go of what no longer serves its growth, we too must learn to release relationships that inhibit our personal development. It's essential to approach letting go with compassion and understanding, both for ourselves and for the other person involved. Holding on to a relationship out of guilt or obligation only perpetuates suffering for both parties. Reflect on the reasons why you're holding on to a particular relationship. Are you afraid of being alone? Do you feel responsible for the other person's happiness? These are common fears, but they can prevent us from living authentically. Buddhism teaches us to prioritize inner peace and well-being above external attachments. When we cling to relationships out of fear or insecurity, we deny ourselves the opportunity for growth and fulfillment. Practice self-love and self-respect by setting healthy boundaries in your relationships. Communicate openly and honestly with the people in your life and be willing to walk away from situations that compromise your values or integrity. Letting go of relationships can be challenging, especially if we've invested a significant amount of time and emotion into them. However, holding on to toxic or unhealthy connections only prolongs our suffering and inhibits our spiritual progress. Trust that letting go is an act of liberation, not abandonment. By releasing attachments that no longer serve us, we create space for new, more fulfilling relationships to enter our lives. Remember that every relationship, whether positive or negative, serves as a valuable lesson on our spiritual journey. Even difficult experiences teach us important truths about ourselves and others. Cultivate gratitude for the lessons learned from past relationships, even those that ended in pain or disappointment. Each encounter contributes to our growth and evolution as individuals. Practice forgiveness both towards yourself and towards those who may have hurt you in the past. Holding on to resentment only perpetuates suffering, while forgiveness frees us from the chains of the past. Seek support from friends, family, or a trusted therapist as you navigate the process of letting go. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you on your journey towards healing and wholeness. Remember that letting go is not a one-time event but a continuous practice. Just as the seasons change, so too do our relationships evolve and transform over time. Embrace impermanence as a fundamental truth of existence. All things arise and pass away, including relationships. By accepting this truth, we can navigate the ebb and flow of life with greater equanimity and grace. Find solace in the present moment where true peace and happiness reside. Letting go of the past and future allows us to fully engage with the richness of life unfolding before us. Release the need for external validation or approval in your relationships. True happiness comes from within, and no external person or circumstance can ever complete us. Trust in the wisdom of your innermost being to guide you towards relationships that align with your highest good. Letting go of attachments opens the door to a deeper connection with your own inner truth. As you embark on the journey of letting go in your relationships, remember that you are not alone. Countless beings have walked this path before you, finding liberation and peace through the courageous act of releasing what no longer serves them. Trust in the process and have faith that your willingness to let go will lead you towards greater joy, fulfillment, and spiritual awakening. Lesson 7. Letting go of relationships. Relationships can be both beautiful and complex, often intertwining with our emotions and identities. Yet, in the journey of life, there comes a time when letting go of relationships becomes essential for our growth and well-being. Think about a time when you held onto a relationship that no longer served you. Perhaps it was a friendship that drained your energy or a romantic partnership that caused more pain than joy. Holding on to such relationships can weigh heavily on our hearts and minds, hindering our ability to move forward. Letting go of relationships doesn't mean we devalue their significance or forget the memories shared. Instead, it's about recognizing when a relationship has run its course and honoring the lessons it taught us. Buddhism offers profound wisdom on letting go of relationships. It teaches us to cultivate compassion and understanding even when parting ways. By releasing attachments and expectations, we free ourselves and others from suffering. One of the key principles in Buddhist teachings is impermanence. Relationships, like all things in life, are subject to change. Understanding this impermanence allows us to embrace the ebb and flow of connections without clinging to them. Letting go of relationships requires courage and vulnerability. It means facing the discomfort of uncertainty and stepping into the unknown. Yet it also opens the door to new possibilities and growth. Sometimes holding on to relationships out of fear of loneliness or abandonment can prevent us from finding true fulfillment. By letting go, we create space for new connections that align with our values and aspirations. It's essential to approach the process of letting go with kindness and self-compassion. Acknowledge the emotions that arise, whether it's sadness, anger, or grief, and allow yourself to feel them fully. Forgiveness is a powerful aspect of letting go of relationships. Holding on to resentment or blame only prolongs our suffering. By forgiving ourselves and others, we release the emotional burden and find peace within. Letting go of relationships doesn't mean we stop caring for the people involved. It's about releasing the need to control or possess them and allowing them to follow their own paths. In some cases, letting go of a relationship may involve setting healthy boundaries or seeking professional support. It's essential to prioritize our well-being and seek guidance when needed. Remember that letting go is a process, not an event. It may take time to fully release attachments and heal from the wounds of past relationships. Be patient with yourself and trust in the journey. As we cultivate the art of letting go in relationships, we open ourselves to deeper connections and authentic intimacy. By honoring the impermanence of relationships, we embrace the beauty of each moment and the boundless potential for growth and renewal. Lesson 8. Letting go of past trauma. Trauma can be like carrying a heavy burden on your shoulders, weighing you down even in the lightest moments of life. But in the teachings of Buddhism, there lies a powerful remedy, the practice of letting go. Imagine a backpack filled with rocks, each one representing a painful memory or experience from your past. The more you carry, the harder it becomes to move forward. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting what happened, but it means releasing the grip those memories have on your present self. Buddhism teaches us that clinging to past trauma only prolongs our suffering. It's like holding onto a burning coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. In the end, you're the one who gets burned. By letting go, we free ourselves from the chains of our past, allowing space for healing and growth. One technique for letting go of past trauma is mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness, we observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. Instead of getting entangled in painful memories, we learn to acknowledge them and let them pass like clouds in the sky. This gentle awareness creates a distance between ourselves and our past, offering a sense of liberation. Another powerful tool is forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger only poisons our own well-being. When we forgive, we release ourselves from the grip of bitterness and resentment. It's not about condoning what happened, but about setting ourselves free from the prison of negative emotions. Furthermore, acceptance plays a crucial role in letting go of past trauma. Acceptance doesn't mean approval, it means acknowledging what has happened and making peace with it. By accepting our past, we stop fighting against it and start embracing the present moment with openness and clarity. Self-compassion is also essential on this journey. We often judge ourselves harshly for past mistakes or painful experiences. But just like we would offer compassion to a friend in need, we must learn to extend the same kindness to ourselves. Through self-compassion, we create a nurturing environment for healing and growth. Additionally, seeking support from others can be incredibly beneficial. Whether it's through therapy, support groups, or trusted friends, sharing our experiences with others can help us feel less alone in our journey. Together, we can find strength and courage to confront our past and let it go. Letting go of past trauma is not a one-time event, it's a continuous process. Some days will be easier than others, but with patience and perseverance, we can gradually loosen the grip of our past and embrace the freedom of the present moment. As we let go of what no longer serves us, we make space for joy, peace, and fulfillment in our lives. So, take a deep breath and with each exhale, release the weight of your past, knowing that you are worthy of a life filled with love and happiness. Lesson 9. Letting go for personal growth. Personal growth is an incredible journey, and at its heart lies the profound act of letting go. Imagine your life as a garden. Just as you prune dead branches to encourage new growth, letting go of old habits, beliefs, and limitations allows you to blossom into your fullest potential. Letting go for personal growth means releasing the grip of fear. Fear often holds us back from trying new things, pursuing our dreams, or stepping outside of our comfort zone. By letting go of fear, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities. It's about relinquishing control. We often cling tightly to the illusion of control, but in reality, life is unpredictable. Letting go of the need to control every outcome frees us from unnecessary stress and allows us to flow with the natural rhythm of life. Letting go of past mistakes is crucial for personal growth. Dwelling on past failures only weighs us down and prevents us from moving forward. By forgiving ourselves and letting go of guilt and shame, we create space for self-compassion and growth. Embracing change is a vital aspect of personal growth. Change can be scary, but it's also necessary for our evolution. Letting go of resistance to change allows us to adapt, learn, and grow from new experiences. Letting go of negative self-talk is essential for fostering self-love and confidence. We often sabotage our own success by engaging in self-criticism and doubt. By replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, we cultivate a mindset of empowerment and possibility. It's about releasing the need for external validation. Seeking approval from others can be exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling. Letting go of the need for validation allows us to trust in our own worth and intuition. Letting go of toxic relationships is crucial for personal growth. Surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and support us is essential for our well-being. By releasing toxic relationships, we create space for healthy connections that nurture our growth. It's about letting go of limiting beliefs about ourselves and the world around us. We often hold onto outdated beliefs that no longer serve us. By challenging these beliefs and embracing a growth mindset, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities. Letting go of perfectionism is liberating. Perfectionism is a trap that keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-criticism and dissatisfaction. By embracing imperfection and celebrating progress over perfection, we free ourselves to take risks and pursue our passions. It's about releasing attachments to outcomes. We often become fixated on achieving specific results, but this narrow focus can blind us to alternative paths and opportunities. By letting go of attachment to outcomes, we remain open to the infinite possibilities of the universe. Letting go of comparison is essential for personal growth. Comparing ourselves to others only breeds insecurity and dissatisfaction. By focusing on our own journey and celebrating our unique strengths, we cultivate a sense of authenticity and fulfillment. It's about surrendering to the flow of life. Life is full of ups and downs, twists and turns. By surrendering to the natural ebb and flow of life, we find peace amidst chaos and trust in the unfolding of our journey. Letting go of resentment and anger is necessary for personal growth. Holding on to grudges only poisons our own hearts and minds. By practicing forgiveness and letting go of past hurts, we release the burden of bitterness and make room for love and compassion. It's about relinquishing the need for certainty. We often cling to the illusion of certainty in an uncertain world. By embracing ambiguity and trusting in the process of discovery, we cultivate resilience and adaptability. Letting go of the need for approval from others is empowering. Seeking validation from external sources only diminishes our sense of self-worth. By recognizing our inherent value and worthiness, we free ourselves from the shackles of external validation. It's about releasing the grip of fear of failure. Fear of failure often paralyzes us and prevents us from taking risks. By reframing failure as an opportunity for growth and learning, we embrace the courage to pursue our dreams. Letting go of the past is essential for personal growth. Holding on to past hurts and regrets only anchors us in the past. By releasing the past and embracing the present moment, we open ourselves up to new beginnings and endless possibilities. It's about surrendering to the unknown. The future is uncertain, and trying to control it is futile. By surrendering to the mystery of the unknown, we find peace and serenity in the present moment. Letting go of the need for perfection allows us to embrace our flaws and imperfections. Perfectionism is a barrier to growth and authenticity. By accepting ourselves as we are, we cultivate self-love and compassion. Ultimately, letting go for personal growth is a journey of self-discovery and liberation. It's about releasing anything that no longer serves us and embracing the beauty of our own evolution. As we let go, we create space for new beginnings, transformation, and boundless growth. Lesson 10: The benefits of letting go. Letting go isn't just a concept, it's a life-transforming practice that brings numerous benefits. When we release our attachments and surrender to the flow of life, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. Here are some of the incredible benefits of embracing the power of letting go. Inner peace. By relinquishing control and accepting things as they are, we experience a deep sense of peace within ourselves. Reduced stress. Letting go of the need to control every outcome reduces stress and anxiety, allowing us to live more freely. Emotional freedom. Releasing attachment to emotions and outcomes liberates us from the grip of fear, anger, and sadness. Improved relationships. When we let go of expectations and judgments in our relationships, we foster deeper connections built on acceptance and love. Increased resilience. Letting go strengthens our resilience, enabling us to bounce back from challenges with grace and determination. Enhanced creativity. When we release old patterns and beliefs, we make space for new ideas and inspiration to flow freely. Greater clarity. Letting go of clutter, both physical and mental, clears the mind and allows for greater clarity and focus. Heightened awareness. Releasing attachments brings us into the present moment where we can fully experience life's beauty and wonder. Spiritual growth. Letting go is a fundamental aspect of spiritual growth, leading us closer to our true selves and a deeper understanding of the universe. Freedom from regret. By accepting and letting go of the past, we free ourselves from the burden of regret and can fully embrace the present moment. Increased self-love. Letting go of self-criticism and judgment allows us to cultivate a greater sense of self-love and compassion. Openness to change. Embracing the practice of letting go opens us up to the transformative power of change, allowing us to evolve and grow. Greater happiness. When we release attachments and expectations, we find happiness in the simple joys of life and in being present to each moment. Strength and vulnerability. Letting go of the need to always appear strong allows us to embrace vulnerability and connect more deeply with others. Improved physical health. Letting go of stress and tension in the body promotes overall physical health and well-being. Deeper trust. By surrendering to the natural flow of life, we develop a deeper trust in ourselves and the universe. Release of suffering. Letting go of attachment to suffering liberates us from its grip, allowing us to experience life with greater ease and joy. Renewed energy. Releasing old patterns and attachments revitalizes our energy, allowing us to approach life with renewed vigor and enthusiasm. Connection to others. Letting go of barriers and walls we've built around ourselves allows for deeper connections and intimacy with others. Alignment with purpose. When we let go of distractions and align with our true purpose, we live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Conclusion and reflection. In wrapping up our journey through the power of letting go, let's reflect on the simple truth. Releasing what no longer serves us is the gateway to true freedom and inner peace. By letting go, we open ourselves to new possibilities, growth, and happiness. It's like cleaning out a cluttered room to make space for fresh air and light. Imagine a balloon tied to your wrist, filled with worries, regrets, and fears. As you release the string, watch as it floats away, lighter and lighter until it disappears into the vast sky. That's the magic of letting go. So, as we bid farewell, remember to embrace the practice of letting go in your daily life. Let go of expectations, let go of control, and let go of the past. Trust that in the art of surrender, you'll find true peace and fulfillment. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Keep letting go and watch as your life transforms into a beautiful tapestry of joy and serenity. Until next time, stay mindful, stay wise, and always remember to let go.